Salama, everyone. Salama. Welcome to Q2UA Special Report. Inauguration Day. Inauguration Day. Family, I'd like to say thank you for your support of this channel and the platforms linked to or that support this channel, these endeavors. For Covenant Awakenings, I definitely appreciate you all support. That is actually where I'm even able to get on, because getting on today literally was a miracle. So I don't know how things are going to transgress and transpire over the next couple of weeks. Due to my personal situation changing. So I'll have this as a shout out to the members, the volunteers that would like to host this and keep it within the guidelines, because this channel is a 501c3. So there are certain guidelines that have to be followed, because that provides the infrastructure, that provides the emails, that provides the ability for us to even function as an organization. And keep in mind, our organization is a nonprofit organization and not a church. Keep in mind that there's actually a mission of critical infrastructure and economic development. It's not a church. Keep in mind that we reach on out to the community in a community affairs effort, both here in the United States and on the African continent. It is not a church. There's no congregations, there's no assemblies, there's no um, worship hours. That's not the intent, nor was it the design of Q2UA. It was always designed to be a mechanism of communication for our brothers and sisters on the African continent and here within the diaspora. And I know that that can be very problematic for a lot of our people, because we have grown up in the church. We have gone through an experience where you have, many situations that have occurred with how things are messaged, and that messaging aspect, that messaging, excuse me, apparatus. So again, I'd like to apologize. I am running later than normal. But there has been a lot of speculation going on today I came on during my Covenant Awakenings live stream on Shabbat. And I understand that when people get fearful of the current situation, I understand how our people react. And I've come to realize that when you are in this walk, you're not going to please everybody. And it's kind of interesting as a chief executive officer for Q2UA, or excuse me, executive director for Q2UA. You're trying your best to, number one, have people provide and support for an organization. And have your put on your best foot to create those efforts within the organization. But you also know that you're not going to be able to meet folks where they're at. And honestly, that's okay. Because in this line of work, one of the first things you have to do is you have to be able to cope with rejection. Because not everybody's going to agree with the message. Not everybody's going to buy in to the message. Not everyone is going to support something that is critical or beneficial to them because we're going up against a excuse me, a highly socially engineered apparatus that our forefathers have been fighting since 1619. And the question then becomes, how do you even know what you're fighting against when this has been a well insulated system? We're not out here to change folks' mind. That's not my job. My job is to not change people's minds. My job is to come out here and let you know what it is that we are doing every day. to try to create something that will be beneficial and needed in the future as we see what is getting ready to transpire today. As Trump is literally out and about with anti UAV equipped Suburbans making his rounds through Washington, D.C. I want to see, maybe I can share this screen. I'll share this screen. I'll keep this on in the background. Because when I woke up this morning, I woke up and it was, the inauguration message. I think you all are able to see this. Just getting the family to come through. I'll just have this playing in the background. So I have to say that today is going to be of a very interesting day. Do I think that, you know, things are going to change? To me, I don't know. I don't give any type of time frames. I don't give any type of dates. Oh, on inauguration day, it's gonna no. I've seen a lot of folks here on YouTube saying, "Oh, it's gonna be this and that." Okay, I don't like to get into the nitty gritty. I don't know. I don't need to know the details of the Most High. But I do believe that what the Most High has done is that He has prepared us for this day, for this hour, for this moment, as we are getting ready to see something happening here in the United States that is going to be in this nation's really worst hour. And you have Kamala visiting Trump. You realize that all these political rivals, this dude is going to be banging hard on them. Trump is going to be banging hard on them. He's going to be looking at them like, you're going to get convicted. You're going to get convicted. How many? All right. If y'all don't think that that's not the case, let me just show you this, because this is crazy. I'll go back to there, but let me show you this. I'm going to drop this article in here. These are last minute pardons. Do you get what I'm saying? Biden pardons Fauci and Milley in an effort to guard against potential revenge by Trump. This was as of today, this morning, 9:01 a.m. It was updated less than an hour ago. It says here President Joe Biden on Monday pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol and extraordinary use of powers of the presidency in its final hours to guard against potential revenge by the incoming administration. I didn't write this. I didn't write this. They wrote it. Because they know that what's getting ready to come through and what's getting ready to happen here in the next few hours has implications for everyone around the world. That includes you and I. Y'all better understand to read Jeremiah 50 and 51. Y'all better understand to read Isaiah chapter 60 through 66. Understand, family. There is a concerted effort of from our people to keep us in captivity. Because understand, we all will have a choice to make, every single one of us. Your husbands, your wives, your sons, your daughters, your fathers and your mothers, your brothers and your sisters. And do you understand how hard of a choice that is to make for them when you have seen this thing happening for the last couple of years and now it's upon us? When you've had folks in the community actively working against what the Most High was trying to show his people, and now it's going to be upon us. When people said, oh, the Gaza ceasefire, yes. Do you want to know why they had a Gaza ceasefire? The reason that they had a Gaza ceasefire wasn't just because it was some altruistic purpose. Let's get the hostages home. Have you ever thought about that? Why couldn't Germany do it? Why couldn't the UK do it? Why couldn't France do it? Would have been easy enough, huh? But y'all, but here's the sad thing: they don't even want to tell you the reality of why they had the Gaza ceasefire. Do you all know? But let me explain it to you. They had the Gaza ceasefire because the U.S. could not support that front. U.S. military could not support that front, that operation. You realize that that operation over there in that Eastern Mediterranean nation was becoming a choke point. Russia relocated to Libya. Turkey was becoming a liability. So you didn't know who to trust in that area if you are a U.S. strategist, especially if you're over there off of CENTCOM and AFRICOM and EUCOM, European Command, African Command, and United States Central Command. How can you support that effort? You can't. What they actually did was they sacrificed that Eastern Mediterranean nation, and you're going to see that here in the next couple of weeks. Mark my words. You're going to see it in the next couple of weeks. To me, is that a ceasefire, or is it simply really let's put this on the table and let's discuss this? Was it a ceasefire or was it an actual withdrawal plan? Nobody has even discussed that. Isn't that crazy? Nobody has even discussed it. Was it really a ceasefire or was it a withdrawal plan that was masked as a ceasefire? You start to withdraw, we start to see noticeable withdrawals, and then we start to release more hostages. And Operation True Promise 3 doesn't get started. Let's think about the strategic importance there of that Eastern Mediterranean nation and why it's no longer viable. Their colony, their settlement, that was what it was. It was a colony and settlement to get us close to the African continent's major line of communication, which was obviously the Suez Canal, the Nile River, and the loss of that regional geographic power. See, you don't even get any of this analysis because they're not going to tell you that on these mainstream platforms. Because why would they? Why would they want to tell you that they're losing? They can't even delete a major African power broker in Captain Ibrahim Traore. Their power is waning, and it's waning supernaturally because I'm just saying, our brothers and sisters on the continent, they got their act together. Hallelujah. Because they realized that for these centuries, well, yeah, they need to have that to have a foothold, but they don't have the foothold anymore. And on top of that, their major footholds are Europe and Asia. It's no ceasefire. Russia's in Libya now. That's a strategic choke point. They would be encircled. I'm trying to give it to you from a military strategist. If you have nobody backing up your rear, because why? Because even Italy is a problem. You won't have anything, you won't have any support from Greece, and you probably won't, and you probably will be attacked even by Turkey. Because Turkey wants to have their hand in the Organization of Islamic Communities in the OIC. They're about to get ran up out of there. And yes, Nigeria did join BRICS. And yes, they did do this inauguration on Martin Luther King's birthday because you want to know why? Because it's a slap in the face. They know what they're doing. Ending DEI. You want to know what that also leads to? Ending civil rights. And you want to know what that leads to? That leads to literally our expulsion out of here. I told you all, and I've said this. We've said it. Folks have said it. We're not the target of those, of the mass deportations. Or excuse me, they're not the target of those mass deportations. We would be. Remember, we've been in a generational other status. When they come on over, they actually come on over and they're given a status. We never had a status. Well, even Yeshua's, they try that is still a Greek Edomite name. It's a Greco name. That's the closest that they can come. They're when you have Yah and Yeh, there's literally different. It's not phenomenal. It's literally uh, it's not phono. It's like a because phone, hearing, audible. Sorry, it's like it's the phonetics. Yes, that's what it is. You have a phonetic structure. Okay, so it's kind of like, if you're thinking about it, like hell yeah or heaven yeah. But that hell and that heaven can be off of an actual vowel sound. We just really aren't, phonetical in that understanding in terms of how transliteration goes. Yeah, and here's the thing: a dark skinned man, and I get it. A dark skinned man, 83% of this world, they're melanin. 1/6 is white. I mean, that's literally how it goes. So 83%. So they're still playing games. Yeah, his name was Yeshua, and he was from India. They're still playing games, and do not put that past them, because they already tried to give you an image of some, yeah, but Middle Eastern is so, it is so vague. It is so vague. And it's vague to us because, understandably, like over 90% of us have never been to the Middle East. Over 90% of us would not really understand that there's, literally Ishmaelite and Edomite tribes. The Edomites got sucked into Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites are literally there. They do have that stringy hair. They do have goat hair. I've seen them with my own eyes. They are there. They're billionaires. I've seen quite a few with my own eyes. They're dark. They're black. They're darker than me. You see my avatar here. I've seen that with my own eyes. And their lineage, their family line, their lineage, they go back to Katani. They can label it Katani. Seen that with my own eyes. They literally have their family tree over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I was invited to an event where they were showing a lot of their historical artifacts and their, artistry, their artisans, and someone had made, the lineage in the tree. And they did that to give credence to the Saudi royal family. And with the Saudi royal family, um, they loosely try to, come into the line of the Qatanis, which were Qureshi, which was the Ishmaelite line. Because keep in mind here, um, when they talk about their prophet Muhammad and they actually talk about descriptions, um, he was Horite. He was Horite. And I'm not trying to get into a lot of uh, religious type of architecture and design here, but that's from their historical context because the Quran, and not just the Quran, the Hadith. So people think about the Quran. Yeah, that's one. That's a loose reinterpretation of the Bible, just like what you have with the Book of Mormon and any other texts and structures that were after. Well, I'm going to say that after the Council of Nicaea. Yes, after the Council of Nicaea, because when people realize, oh, you can actually get this thing chopped and screwed, and there's no retribution from the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you had more folks become emboldened. Because why? Because when you understand the route of Medina, Mecca, when you understand how those were Roman outposts, lower Greek outposts, and then when you go into the desert, those are your Arab lands, your Arabians, your mixtures. You had a little bit of Greek, you had a little bit of uh, South Asian, Elam influences, Indo-European, that's what they would say. And then you also had your African influences coming across from the Red Sea. Yes, people don't like to. Teo showed this. He showed a video of that. Yeah, because you have a couple of different writers that they would utilize that gave more historical interpretations. The call to prayers was just basically something that they mimicked from us because there's always an Israelite that does what? That validates the religion. All these religions that, really kind of fail to take off, guess what? They really don't have any type of Israelite validation, which is why all of a sudden you have all these folks trying to, you know, speak on behalf of, the Mormon church. That wasn't the case. Remember, that wasn't the case 20, 30, even 40 years ago. That was not the case. So now they know that something's dying because that's the population, just general population. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to have a claim of legitimacy by doing what? By bringing in black folks. Hey, speak up on our behalf and we'll give you, these heavenly pajamas. I don't know. But that's what's happening. So that's why when we say, when you see these things happening and these things occurring, there's always an agenda about it. Because why? Because they know when they get cast out of this land, and for the reality is they're not going to be cast out of this land. The reality is that this land has been and will be their prison of sorts. That's the reality of what's shaping up. Because now you're starting to see a president elect coming up into the steps, getting ready to take over, and he's going to liquidate this nation. But how do you liquidate? You liquidate through a hostile takeover. Any takeover you have is going to be hostile, whether corporate, military, diplomatic. So this will not be any different. It won't. So I'm just looking here in the background. I have live news streaming. And you're right, Mr. G. The Most High said, "Man um, will not live in this land, but what will live in this land? Demonic entities." I'm just saying, whole bunch of folks took some lollipops a couple of years ago, and now all of a sudden, you have Fauci and other folks that did what? That are getting a pre-pardon. They literally got a get out of jail free card. Looks like it's Monopoly, but this is real life. Yeah, here's the thing, because my aunt was a judge here in the state of Florida. You could still install judges even at the federal level, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be effective. And they will be censured of sorts for caseloads, and they'll be pressured. They'll be harassed. Yes, they will. You know how this game goes. This is not our first rodeo with understanding how their system works. You're just now understanding that in their system, they're trying to let you know how they feel about you in this system. Especially in the cabinet where the only lone African American got his black job. I mean, for real. Housing and urban development. Yep, that's his black job. It's just a nicely compensated black job, but it's still a black job. No Secretary of Defense, no Secretary of State, no Department of Treasury. They're telling you what it is that they feel about us. And if they feel about us at the top, then guess what you think is going to happen when it rolls down to the bottom? It doesn't get any better. Matter of fact, it's magnified and it becomes exponentially worse. Well, they already had an anti-messiah system for the longest. Yeah. Listen, I mean, our people get into that, ooh, esotericisms. Ooh, man, they've done that for the longest. It's just that now our people are starting to wake up. You've been in the land of the Antichrist. Surprise! If you didn't know that, I mean, where have you been at in this awakening? We've understood how this was. Now it's just the rest of the world is understanding it because the rest of the world is, you know, they're a little concerned. Because why? Because so let me now give you some economics here. When I say critical infrastructure and economic development, this is what I actually mean. Economics. This is economics 101. If you have a nation that is able to expand and they have expansionist policies, then guess what? They're expanding their influence through economic device, monetary policy, i.e., trade imbalances, trade embargoes, or tariffs, export tariffs, all those other good things that then create these economic imbalances for those that have used and traded with the US because they're able to expand. What's the operation and expansion? Not just diplomatic. They'll say that's the cover, it's diplomatic. Your diplomatic is to, hey, I'm here as the mouthpiece. You're talking to my face. Don't look at my dogs because that's the military. Don't look at the dogs with the metal jars, or excuse me, metal jaws. So now understand this is what is going on throughout the rest of the world. Folks are getting concerned because there is clearly a lack of expansion because now you see that there in Africa. And now you see it with BRICS with 55%. That's the tipping scale. I've said this. I've said once they get over 55%, it's wartime. It's not a matter of if. It's always a matter of when. When? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I do have a good idea that when do they like to fight? When does the US and Europe like to fight? They don't like to fight in the winter. That's not even how they train. They don't even train to fight in the winter. They have a fighting season. That fighting season is usually from March to late October, and that's it. I think a lot of folks forgot about the Korean War. The Korean War that still has gone on to this very day because the US does not like to fight in the cold. I'm just saying, I'm giving you some precedents here. I'm not just running out of my mouth. I'm giving you the understanding of, you see, so you can analyze, so you can reason, right, why it is and what we have. Now, at this time, what will end up happening? You got to remember what the US will actually end up doing is they will end up crippling itself to cripple others. Because in crippling yourself, guess what? You can then recoup your economy, but your economy will have to then be under emergency order. Do you get that? Do you see why all these emergency orders came out in 2020, 2021, right? Those national production orders. So what? So people could be able to eat and drive and, try to get the economy back. That was the dry run. Remember, emergency essential personnel, folks that worked in grocery stores, folks that worked at gas stations. Remember, they said you can come back and that should limit the spread of that cookie. But they wanted everybody else shut down. That's the dry run. Well, guess what? Now folks will shut down because why? Because there has to be a clear and present danger that creates an existential threat. Why do you think Christopher Wray and all these other folks that have said that they're CIA and all this other stuff, what are they doing? They're coming out and they're laying the groundwork. You can blow something up. That's great. Blow things up. Boom, 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 boom. All right. That's great. That doesn't mean anything. No, you have to start priming the American people of why this thing is going to happen and why it's going to occur. So then you have the groundwork of why then these next extreme measures. Because just blowing something up, that doesn't really meet the goal of a psychological operation to ensure sociological functions. And those sociological functions are to ensure that you are at home, that you are looking at whatever means of communication devices that you're looking at, and those communication devices have been deemed an acceptable medium that is now controlled by three-letter agencies, which is why you have TikTok, which is why TikTok came back. TikTok came back. It's not TikTok. It's not the TikTok that you know. It's may have the same content. Yep. The problem is now the content is on US servers, which means they have access to you, which means go ahead and upload at your own risk because you don't know what type of executive orders are going to be signed and what you post on social media, how folks will start showing up at your door. You'll start looking like the UK all of a sudden because why? Because that is the purpose of warfare. You got to control the information. When they say deep darkness shall be on the earth, look, when you read Isaiah 60 and they say deep darkness, how are you dark? You're in the sun, right? But you're still groping. Because why? Because you don't know what's going on. You're trying to make sure that you're safe. You're trying to make sure that you are under some sort of protection. If you don't know where your cover's at, am I going to be able to make it to the store and things? Is this a safe zone? Is this now cordoned off? It's a double-edged sword. Hey, you don't have to think about a failing economy. Failing economy is least of your worries because why? Because now you're just trying to ensure that you're surviving. I know this is a lot. I know this is a lot for people. I'm just giving you these deep dive analysis. Yeah, he's fired. You're looking at him. He's fired. I think he's Joint Chiefs of Staff. That brother's gone. He might as well just put in his retirement papers. I don't know. They'll probably keep him around. They do like to have folks that they throw under the bus. I do believe that this time a lot of the internal fighting is going to be definitely within the State Department and the Department of Defense. Yeah, he doesn't look happy because at noon he's fired. And then when people say, "Oh, I'm a government employee, they're not going to fire me," read the contract. Read the fine print. Now I understand why the Most High never had me down that road of government employee. Because boy, oh boy, yeah, you become a government employee, you're coasting. You're coasting. And now you know why. And I had to laugh about that. Wow, thank you, Father. No, you may not get fired, but guess what you'll have? Guess what will happen? You may get furloughed. An extended furlough. Oh, and go ahead and sue the federal government. Guess what? That case is going to be wrapped up in litigation for years. They really did that to you? Oh, I didn't think it was possible. This wasn't supposed to happen like this. Because they did that on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday to make a mockery of us. The final timing. The finale. The last episode of Friends. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you too. This isn't even a living singles finale. This is a Friends finale. You said this, he's going to be the last American president. I wonder what that means. Because you don't have to worry about presidency under martial law. You don't have to worry about presidency under suspended constitution. You don't have to worry about presidency under a new constitutional referendum. Come on now. My thing is, what's the playbook? I didn't say that. They said it. So what's the playbook? Yeah. And yes, Friends was in Leave the World Behind. That's right, Tamara. Oh, I would say the playbook is this. We see the continent exactly where it needs to be at this time and at this hour. And if you all cannot see that Nigeria was a major piece in going over to BRICS, what do you think is happening? There is an economic power, there is a political power, and there is a domestic power that's happening on the coastlines. Togo going over to BRICS? Come on now. Or to the Sahel? The West is being suffocated. The West is being starved out. You would have to be a fool. Nobody wants to starve. Who in their right mind will starve and not do anything with a weapon in their hands? You already know that that is exactly what's getting ready to take place. You already know that that's exactly what's getting ready. Now you have the billionaire oligarchs coming in the background, Bezos and Zuckerberg and some other billionaire oligarchs. They're letting you know who's running the country. I have to laugh. This is like it's so funny. Here comes a regime change. A lot of silicon and Botox. You're right. Yeah. Botulism and plastics. All I want to know is in that area, where are the Obamas? Actually, I don't even care about where the Obamas are. The whole thing is, where will the Clintons be? If they're closest to the exit, I'm just saying, if they're walking out and they're leaving early, I would be leaving early myself. I'm just saying. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna try to get to a place where non-extraditionary. They'll try to say they are seeking political asylum. So I do not have any type of there's no political um this is apolitical here. There's no political leanings. Whether you are Democrat, Republican, there's none. We're just here watching the show because it's going to take a little bit of time for things to kind of ramp up. And things will ramp up. And I wanted to give you an analysis of why things are going to ramp up because they're not going to tell you that folks are going to be going broke. So understand, I look at this because, to me, is this kind of that, could this potentially, this to me, is this potentially that final procession? Especially with everything that's going on in the world. And somebody has a black tie on, like he's going to a funeral. Look at that. So understand, family. Yeah, yeah, the final countdown is right. I don't even think I'm allowed to say final countdown. So we will definitely see how this is going. So I think they're probably going to give about an hour or so for folks to get in to Capitol Hill. I'm not going to be on that long, but I know everybody's going to be watching and getting plugged in. To what is going on. It's well, I don't like to say it's the end of the world. No, everybody always says it's the end of the world. No, it's not. The world goes on. It's just that what you may think, what you may what you may have that as a construct. It don't matter. Folks on the African continent still going to be living their life with or without the United States. I mean, I'm just saying, for real. So what happened? They that was the families of the um the first man and first lady of the incoming and outgoing administration. So they're still like meeting, and when they meet, it's like turning over security keys and everything else. So they're having their changeover. So the administrative actions of the changeover. Oh, I may have gotten zapped. Okay. Did I? No, I'm on. No, I'm still on. Because I always feel like somebody's watching me. Trying to do a thing on Inauguration Day. But it looks like Google and YouTube just had their say. Because it always feels like somebody's watching for yeah, I'm on. I see it on a yeah. I monitored this in my my one man engineering. I must have said something about TikTok that they didn't like. That the mama was a Frisco. No, I'm not saying it. No, my stream is still available. I'm looking at it. Look, I got cleared by the algorithm police. Oh no, this troublemaker is on, so I'm definitely say a piece, Jacoba, because we only got 5 minutes. I mean,
I just had to come on here. I'm like, Karis, what did you do?
look. They said I was going there. I don't know. Look, I didn't get no type of emails, nothing. I'm like, they're just trying to. I gave Live Nation its credit, Ah,
they say you're suspended for policy violations. I'm like, what did he say?
oh no, they suspended me now. Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, now they suspended me.
You got an email or something?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, so your stream is off now? Oh, okay, it is off.
Yeah, it's off now.
Okay, I don't even know what you did though. I'm like, you didn't say nothing.
It's probably because I'm streaming the channel here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But that's a public thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's public domain. So I don't understand why.
Okay. I guess they trying to give you a message then, Kara.
Yeah, they're watching. And I didn't say anything even controversial.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't hear nothing controversial. I'm like, why they suspended you?
Yeah,
You know?
I'm like, this is what they're going to be doing, going after,
Yeah, I think if
things.
I think with the new administration, since it's this whole hero worship thing, that if
Mm-hmm.
you say anything that's negative to hero worship, that maybe that's what it is, right? The whole psyop. So, because I mean, I'm listening, I'm like, what did Kara say? I'm like, suspended for what? And so, like with this streaming, they should have said something about the streaming.
Live stream copyright notice. Oh, due to a copyright match.
Oh,
So they copyrighted
what?
that.
Stop streaming that and see if they bring it back on.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, so I stopped streaming it. Let me see.
Because I had that done to me one time. I mean, I would think everybody want to see the inauguration. I don't see why they would have a problem with that.
Because they want their numbers to see it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
They want their numbers to see it. They don't want us to. Yeah. Streams are interrupted when copyright after copyright material is no longer being streamed. Streams are automatically re-enabled. Okay, well, let me go ahead and I'll stop that sharing. Let me make sure. Yeah, because it may come back on.
Yeah, I think it will, because that happened to me one
There you
time. I
go.
was streaming something.
We
It's
bite.
back?
We bite.
Okay.
We bite. We're not allowed to show you that, man. Okay. Look. Welcome to the new reality. This is a new normal.
It is the new normal. That's why I said yesterday things gonna change after the day. It's already changed, be honest with you though.
Yeah. We're gonna have to just communicate with each other in sign language.
For real.
Let's just ask you let's just ask Chat GPT. Sam Altman, what can we do with open AI so we can create a new language that, y'all ain't gonna try and hem us up?
Like I told y'all, I'm trying to get the heck out of here, man. I'm doing the best I can. I don't know if I'm be able to do it. It ain't gonna be nice.
Look, oh man. That's crazy. And the crazy thing is, how many YouTube channels stream other YouTube channels?
Yeah, exactly. All the time. But usually those the majority, and they get away with stuff.
They do. Well, now they're telling you what this administration thinks of you, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy is a white racist word.
let me tell you, we're gonna have to have a literal YouTube green book presented by Q2UA. Here's a YouTube green book. And in that green book, you're just gonna have to have different codes of what we're gonna be talking about. Pineapples, cookies, lollipops, pew pew, Skittles.
We're gonna develop a whole new language.
Yeah, for real.
They already started it. The Dior bags, right, on TikTok. Dior bags.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a stalking code because of censorship.
Mm-hmm. My goodness. You cannot say Dior bags. What?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but that was interesting, when TikTok went up and then it went down and it came back up. And that is what we have to realize. they're coming for freedom of speech.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
we came into that honey trap, no matter what you say or what you may have said or what they interpret, um now they have a some folks that they can then go after, no matter no matter if you're speaking the truth or not, and I say this, I thank the Most High, because here's the thing. As long as that's why you have to be very careful when you hear all these folks that say, "Oh, I hate," that's because they're trying to get you on a hate crime.
Yeah.
Because they want you to agree with your flesh. Oh, you hate them too? I hate them too. And then and then on the other side of that keyboard is a freaking FBI agent.
Exactly.
And our people don't get it. It's like, come on. What does the word says? Look, do you know that the Most High gave us every single instruction to work within our captivity and to leave this captivity and to escape this captivity? And the answer is what? Is love. Oh, I don't know. I don't love them. Okay, then that's fine. Then guess what? The Most High doesn't need to have you in his kingdom, because guess what you're saying? I'm a rebel. You don't want to do what the Most High literally instructed you to do. Because the cautionary tale is empathy. What did you think we went into captivity for? I'm going to tell you why we went into captivity. And that literally is found in 2 Kings. Remember Jeroboam, the son of Solomon, David's grandson? What did he say when the people were saying, "Hey, can you kind of, cut us a slack and, kind of chill a little bit?" Because why? Because Solomon was getting that work. He was making those minerals. He was making that money. And what did Jeroboam say? Look, what you saw was, just my pinky finger. I'm gonna make this thing like my waist. So he was putting on a bigger burden for the people. You can read it. It's right there. 2 Kings. And then that was the beginning of the end of our crumbling. Because why? Because that ultimately led us into the road to captivity, the lack of empathy. Am I saying anything out of context? Brother Yacoba, Sister Shonda?
Oh, that's a Tashonda right there?
LaShonda.
I
That's Sister
couldn't tell.
LaShonda.
Oh,
Yeah.
LaShonda. Oh,
LaShonda,
okay.
yeah. Because think about that. What have we already been identified as in their particular, Southern Poverty Law Center, and their 3-letter social agenda groups? That we all are haters and everything else. And now here's the thing. Did you realize that they really can't say anything about us, because now they have their hands full with their people protesting them since October of 2023.
So you have an administration full of billionaires and millionaires, and these people expect something to change positively for them, make it make sense. This shows you how delusional the world is today, right? I mean, everybody crazy now. Look, I told you I got to get out of here. I can't take it no more. I was listening to TikTok, and some of the people were like, "Where did the Americans go? We missed the Americans," on TikTok, because they like, this thing ain't nothing without Americans on it. Well, of course, we all a drama, right? we the drama, and then like this one white lady, she said she missed the black community on TikTok because of, black folks then told her the truth and woke her up from right wing
I saw
modeling.
that.
She used to be yeah.
I saw that one too. That was hilarious. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah, she was losing her mind. It was like, it was only the black people that told me the truth. I didn't
Yeah.
know, man.
And I'm like, now you realize it, right?
Is that, to me, is that what this, did we just get a taste of what this post-exilic future would look like?
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait till we go, Karen. They gonna die.
They're gonna be like, yo, all my hope is lost. I ain't got
Yeah.
no future. I listen. I used to come on up here and listen to these YouTube shorts, and I used to listen to my favorite black entertainer, and he ain't living no more. I don't know what. Why am I living? Why am I even? Man, these folks are about to lose their mind.
Their meals will have no more seasoning. It's all gonna be bland.
They don't need seasoning. Cause why? Because why? The robot don't know about no seasoning. You ain't got no.
That's true.
You can't program taste into a robot. Come on now. How you going?
Look, give him the Michael Jackson algorithm, right? Y'all ain't getting us back.
Oh my goodness. Man, they ain't got taste like black folks. Stop.
Yeah. Look, the white folks gonna be singing Ben.
Oh my goodness. Man, but you understand, that was literally an episode of The Simpsons for the 2025 prediction. That's
was it?
great. Yeah. Look, I've been watching those Simpsons 2025 predictions, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. My question is, why did the robot go after us right then and there? Now the conspiracy hat comes on for me, brother Yakoba. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get my tinfoil hat on.
Uh-oh. Let me put mine on 1 second.
This is Paris Copeland of Q2UA of tinfoil conspiracies. Dun, dun, dun. Well, if you can see my Stargazer chart and this planetary alignment with this circumspectual node that was opened up by a CERN portal. Oh my goodness.
You know what's funny is that I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff today, like on TikTok and different places. You can't even tell what's real anymore.
No,
this is pretty bad. You
know what? I was playing around with some AI software. And I had a video. And I was showing my kids the video. Let me see if I can bring this on up. And my kids are like, what? Let's see if I can bring this on up. It's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm gonna see if I can share this. This is just supposed to be a little test script of sorts. So just disregard what I'm saying. But I want you to take a look. Well, the content of what I'm saying, because the content was like an AI script from that I used, because I was trying to see how this thing was looking digitally. Let me go ahead and share this. Can you see this? Here we go. It's coming up. There you go. You see that?
Don't tell me that's AI, Karen.
Watch me work.
Burkina Faso is experiencing a complex crisis marked by political instability, jihadist insurgency, and humanitarian challenges. In September 2022, the country underwent its second military coup of the year when Captain Ibrahim Traore seized power, becoming the world's youngest leader at age 34. This coup followed growing discontent with the previous military government's handling of the security situation. The primary challenge facing Burkina Faso.
What do you think, Jacoba?
Man.
That's AI. That's AI for real.
Wow.
So that was my backup plan because, you know, I have when I tell you there's some things, some different changes that I have occurring with me. I was looking at all these assets. I mean, look, let me play this. So do you see they loop in the gestures and the body language?
Yeah.
And you could do this with any type of like background. I could have my daughter just give me some, you know, like a good little studio set up in the park with lighting. And that's how that thing would go.
So here's the thing. They have psychological profiles on all of us, and they can do this and imitate you. And they literally can frame you.
Yep.
And you wouldn't know. Because guess what? No. This is what? Probably first generation of this. They probably already got third generation released.
This is just the free sample.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. This is your free sample. Like, that's it. The pro sample, it's like $50 a month. I ain't got to afford that. I'm not doing videos like that. But come on now. You have that. You have your lecture. You have a 10, 15-minute lecture. And then put some stock images behind there, like some of my little commercials and things. That's it. That's it. Like, you literally are able to become your own reporter. I can have a digital background in the back. And then have me plastered there. This is crazy.
So like you're on site, right?
Yep.
So like Karis is in China right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
You have the little things in the background. You have Yeah. This is some of the stuff I do. I play around with some of the stuff. Look. Look, don't play with me. I am the programmer of the future. I am a developer of the future. Sorry, Jacob. I can't give you no more referrals now that I'm figuring this stuff on out. Good enough. Chat GPT, write me the script. Write me the script. Oh,
that is true. That is true.
Oh my goodness. No, there's more. There are more programs to just chat GPT. And because I had this stuff written down. Let me tell you this. Jacoby, you would know. You would know this. I'm not playing. I'm not playing around with this. Here we go. Bolt.new. You know what I'm talking about, Rakoba. Bolt.new and Relevance AI.
I never saw that website, man. I can't keep up with stuff today. It changes too quick.
Digital Workers, Zapier, and Make.com. Okay? Prompt Metheist and Postman. I'm telling you, because look, you don't think that I'm not trying to. It's hard for me to even catch up. I'm gonna have to get me a Musk brain chip just to catch up. No, I'm just.
Yeah. The thing is, though, from what I saw, a lot of the development AIs aren't sophisticated enough to handle the complex stuff yet.
They're not going to be.
But they can get you most of it there.
Yeah. Well, you want to know where the sophisticated AIs are. DARPA.
Yeah, DARPA, yeah.
DARPA. I think I'm allowed
DARPA
to
probably
say that.
being run by
All right, man.
ASI.
Yeah, artificial, sentient in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Those will
Super
probably be
intelligent,
revealed in
yeah.
another probably another 4 or 5 years, because remember, you have to come to a place to where you are going to accept anything ruling over you, and I mean
Yeah.
anything. As long
Yep.
as what? As long as your life is better. Look, they may be literally stuck in this time, in this generation, forever.
Yep.
Right? Remember when you see the what is it, like Terminator, Dark Fate and stuff like that? Like that was it. The Matrix, where are they at? They're stuck in what? The year is 1999, or what they say, the year is like 2004, something like that, right? Because why? Because they can't innovate out of that. Their innovation comes from us. We innovate. Our whole process of innovation is literally what they take, they get an algorithm to, and then that's how they market it. So imagine when you can't market innovation, you're just stuck. You're just stuck in a cycle. And I'm sorry, that to me kind of seems like that's hell. What are you
Yeah,
going to do? The
exactly.
same exact thing over and over again. Because why? Because we don't know we don't know what to do. We don't know anything else to do.
So explain to me, Karis, how come people can't see the danger that we're in? I'm like, is it because we're technical we see this stuff? Because I'm like, I just don't get how they don't see this.
Well, Jacobo, because we're nerds.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I got scotch tape on my glasses right now.
That's true.
You know, yeah, look, listen. I'm not gonna lie. Today I was gonna work on my dissertation. You know what I'm saying? I wrote me a book, and I have just dissertation brain. I'm like, I don't really even want to do all this, but that's what it is. And look, Jacoba, you had your book. You have your book, True Jerusalem. I have my book, The Rise of Africa, the Continent, the Diaspora, and BRICS. And that's a tag team. You have a tag team of literally your spiritual and political dynamics. Because why? Because they literally politicized the spiritual in hiding the geographic information.
Yep.
And I came through, and I'm talking about your political, economic, and military dynamics. That right there is literally. I'm pitching this to Morehouse. Uh, uh, what was that name? Andrew Young, uh, uh, College of Diplomatic Studies. You literally have a good semester or two of content. Sorry, Jacoba, trying to get me a job as an adjunct professor. Clark, Morehouse, Spellman, one of y'all reach on out to me.
So you don't mind relocating?
Oh, I could do that. I could lecture that through Zoom. I'm lecturing that through Zoom. Yeah, you know
Oh,
what though?
okay.
Yeah, but you know what though? I could come on class like once a week. It'll be like a once a week thing. I come on class. That's what I was thinking.
You will fly there once a week?
Heck no, man! I'll drive there. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only 6 hours from Atlanta. That's really not too bad. Go there, do a
Oh, okay.
class, yeah,
Okay.
and then drive on back. But this is the new future, and I'm telling you, look, I was looking at Mid Journey, Suno, Dolly, the script,
Sora.
Opus. Yeah, I mean Claude 3, HeyGen, 11 Labs, I mean
Yeah.
Notebook LM. I mean, it goes on and on. And these are these large language models. That's the future. If you didn't know, the future is literally your brain power.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
always been their future, is our brain power.
And here the thing, what people don't see is the electronic gates being set up around them and the
Mhm.
control mechanisms, right? And but some people say, hey, fear doctrine. I'm just saying it, you know what? So like for instance, I don't even have to defend myself no more because the most high gonna defend me. Because people gonna see everything soon, real soon, that everything we
Mhm.
told them is true and what other people told them is a lie. Y'all about to find out real soon, mark my word.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't have time to look in the rear view at past wrongs.
Yeah.
That's not the intent. Our intent is, look, you got to stop the madness because those folks are going to drag you straight into the pit.
Exactly.
That's it. And you only get so much of a warning, especially from me. I know Yacoba will try to, hold on. Nah, for me, in the military, you got to cut the rope because it's
Yeah,
better.
my wife tell me I'm a fighter. She say, you like to fight, don't you? I say, no, I just have to fight.
Yeah, sometimes now you got to cut the rope or else you're going to get drug in.
You do. You're right. You're right.
You can't be on. You can't
I
be on
agree.
out there with those bodies piling on up, or you're gonna get drug
Yep.
in. And I really hate to sound that way and say it that way, but what else are you gonna do? We've been fighting this fight now, Yacoba, since what, 2015, right?
Yep.
2014, 2015. He helped me to see the light. He gave me that blue pill, then the red pill, him and his brother. And I said, I felt kind of cold. I was like, I couldn't look in the mirror anymore, and that was something to where we all came into this in a different manner because we all have a purpose to fulfill from the Most High. And
Yep.
that purpose is we have all been deemed to be acceptable in this fight. Now, if you get into this fight and you don't even realize that you're literally in a fight, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to get deleted the quickest.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
it. Why do you think you saw all those people? Look, you get teleported to the fight like Sword Art Online. This is what it feels like.
It does, doesn't it?
It feels like that's what I'm saying.
That's
They
true.
put that headset
It
on. They
does.
put that spiritual headset on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Folks like, this isn't even,
Yeah.
it's just a game. Delete.
Yeah.
Delete.
Yeah. Look, a lot of people don't know what we talking about, Karen, but you're right. Yeah.
Man, y'all better watch y'all some Sword Art for real.
Yeah.
You just only need to watch that first 3-4 episodes. This is it. It's just really a game. I can get they're gone for real. Are they gonna reboot?
Yeah.
Nope. That machine told them. Nope. You're done. And what do you think this machine is telling these folks now?
Oh yeah. And it's funny when you look at Trump's inauguration thing yesterday with all, like what, 95, 98% them folks.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so excited, right? And I'm like, y'all don't realize y'all done. This is judgment,
Go ahead, because here's the thing. They're not realizing when they're seeing that, they're not understanding that that's signaling to the rest of the world. Black folks aren't with them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's signaling to the rest of the world. Black folks aren't with them. That's the most, this for them. Why do I say, oh, you need to march with us? You need to come through with us. Because here's the thing. They don't care where your energy is at. But as long as you put your energy in whatever system or framework, whatever you can support in their system or framework, that's all they care about. That's why they'll take both sides easily. We have actually come out of both sides. Why? Because in order to get out of Babylon, we had to spiritually tip the scales. And to tip the scales means we refused. I believe that we spiritually tipped those scales back in November. That's what I certainly believe. I believe November 5th, you had black people that just said, nah, forget it. What say you, Yakoba?
Well, I don't know. It's like you got people like Vovo from last night who don't get it,
No,
and
well, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. But then you got those who are, there is a large group of us that says, look, we're done. Y'all do this by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that what they expect they're gonna get, right. And I think, like I say, I believe this is judgment for them. They don't understand that things are gonna, they thought that Biden was bad, let's put it that way,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gonna get exponential judgment now, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm untold of, and they think that, this person is a God-fearing man and he's coming to save the day and restore America. No, you're getting a dictatorship. That's what you're getting. And that's why he told you you won't have to vote again.
Yep. He said it out of his own mouth. Yeah. America, look, today is like, not today. Is it today or is it yesterday? I guess yesterday was the last full day that they had. That was it.
Yeah.
Today is, when you say it's a brand new day, Jacoba, when you came on yesterday, I was half asleep. So, oh, but I was listening in, and I was listening into, our folks that, some of our people, look, their minds are here. We can't save everybody. Look, we just can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Like sometimes you have to, you love our people, you pray for our people, and then it's kind of like, all right, well, I can't get deleted with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm I'm,
exactly.
I'm not going to be here to get deleted with you. You can either follow me, right? Because I'm following what the Ruach HaKodesh is saying, or you
Yep.
can follow them and do your thing.
Yeah. I told y'all, and I keep saying I'm planning my way out. I don't know how it's gonna work out for me, but that's my plan. People don't understand it. Even my immediate family don't understand, but I'm planning for us to get out. That's how much I think things are gonna change. I told y'all before 2030. By 2030, all hell gonna break loose, and some of y'all gonna be listening to these pastors, and you're gonna be caught in this thing with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Maurice Yaya, I think he's a couple minutes. He's probably like 30 minutes behind in the stream. You have to
Yeah, I
catch on
think
up.
so.
Yeah, so don't disregard. We're still playing. It's still moving. We just have folks that are, a little in different segments in this live stream. So boy. But yeah. Yeah, no, I certainly believe this. Look, Trump ain't going to fix no type of egg shortages that's happening. Trump's not going to fix any type of beef shortages that's happening. He's not going to fix their pork shortages. All this stuff, he's not going to be able to fix it.
Yep.
So what is he going to have to do? He's going to have to use emergency powers because why? Because then it's going to give the impetus for these folks to then riot and have other, social calamity and chaos.
So let me ask you this right quick, Kara. So Trump stated that he's going to expose the assassination of Robert Kennedy and also Martin Luther. And I'm like, there's literally no way you could do that and live. So I'm like, why are you saying this? I mean, are we being set up for something today? I'm like, what's going on here?
You know what? That to me, that's the question. That's the question. Is he, I look at it like this. Will that be a sacrificial lamb again of sorts for the deep state?
Yeah. Or was he wounded by the sword and yet live? I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple.
Yeah. Yep.
I look at it like this. Now, ultimately, what that also does mean is, um, that would be calamitous, just in the sense of this. You have a president that is now exposing the truth, right, about these events. So now the question is going to be is what else is the government lying? So so understand, why would he do that? Well, you're going to do that because you're going to liquidate the country. Liquidation of the country starts with the people. And liquidation doesn't mean, that folks are just going to be deleted in mass. That's not what that means. Okay. Liquidation actually means that there's a dividing of assets of the country,
Yeah.
land and people and property. That's the
Yep.
division of
Yep.
assets.
Yep.
Okay. Because why? Because for a perfect union to, be a perfect union, then they'll say, we got lied to, it's going to be their emotional response mechanisms that they love, right? And then their people will dramatize in their emotional response, and then they'll be coming and asking us, aren't you just as mad that the government lied to us? And look at this, and don't you want to take up arms because the government lies to us? And then we're going to sell them, no, man,
Yep. No.
we've been done to this.
Yeah.
Y'all acting like you're brand new to this, man. Get out my face.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I got better things to do. I'm packing because I know that now that you know that you got lied to, y'all gonna stop looking at yourselves, and then you're gonna start coming to us because that's your natural response mechanism. That's your natural response mechanism. You think that these white folks are gonna be fighting other white folks? No. It's all the black people's fault. You already know that's coming.
It's funny how, like we were saying earlier, some of the white folks going, the black folks were right. The black folks were right. I say, yeah, we knew that. We told y'all that. But guess what? Y'all not doing nothing about it, are you?
No,
You
they're not
know?
going to do anything about it. Why?
No.
Because they feel that they're not responsible for indulging in that lie, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, if you don't speak out, guess what? You're just as guilty. Hey, look, I tried to speak on out, but I got labeled, and then they came after me, and now I'm in financial ruin and hardship. Well, hey, at least you tried to do something. At least you tried to warn them.
Exactly.
But here's the
Yep.
thing: would you care about if you're in financial ruin or hardship after you see an invasion happening on U.S. soil? Or would you know that you see this thing coming? You understand that at the end of this, it is a whole lot worse than just character assassinations. It's a whole lot worse than just
Yep.
livelihood assassinations, because you know that when you understand the truth, you're protected by the truth, and those that are indulging in the lie, they are free for destruction, and they will be destroyed.
Oh yeah.
So I have to say, look, I'm sorry. We're now closer to that D-Day, to that D hour. Russia ain't gonna stop anything in Ukraine. For what? Now the Europeans have to treat America as a side eye because America's gonna pull out. That's not on them to provide Europe for gas. Who cares? What America needs is always those microchips, and they got to get China out the way so they can reestablish their dominance over in the continent that they've lost. That's it. Y'all want to know how this geopolitical situation works? That's it. over these last now what 7, almost 8 years. Remember Africa's asshole country and all that other stuff. America lost its standing, and now BRICS has 55% of the world's resources. Europe is done. Nigeria's move. Europe is done.
Yep.
Is Nigeria, is that actually a real move? I don't know. Honestly, only time will tell. But the reality is they made that gesture. And when you make that gesture, guess what you did? You did a power move. And when you did a power move, guess what happened? Hey, you know what? I see what's happening in Mali. I see what's happening in Niger and Burkina Faso. And I'm keeping our stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, man, forget y'all. Forget y'all. Y'all try to contract me to go after my brothers and everything else. Nah, we're sticking to our family business. What's up?
Did you see the video of Kenya? The people have Ibrahim Trail picture painted all on their trucks and vehicles.
I was watching. I was watching that. Oh my god! I wonder if I could play that on X. I think that is, you know, I believe that's probably banned, but that's hilarious.
I'm like, man, it's like they gave a message to Ruto. You a crook, and we want Ibrahim. He from a whole different country.
Yeah. But what does that mean? That means that he actually cares for his people.
Yeah.
Enough that their own country can see that. Their own country can see that. Yeah, they're not really posting that there on X. You can't have that. Man, yeah, because they don't. Yeah, well, why would you venerate somebody that is literally getting his people out of financial and economic slavery? He even said that. He's like, we've been financially and economically enslaved.
So let me ask you this: since Elon Musk is part of the administration of Trump, do you think he's gonna try to convince Trump to invade Africa, or try to?
I think that will be the plan. I think it will be the plan. However, before that even happens, I believe you got to remember, if you're invading Africa, you're now invading essentially BRICS. So the question is then going to be, why would you allow somebody to even invade your beginning supply chain? Now you understand why these countries are literally understanding their first strike maneuvers and mechanisms. Taiwan, to me, is when you do a first strike mechanism, you're doing a first strike, and then in that first strike, you are now ensuring that the Strait of Taiwan and the Taiwanese island is secured, while at the same time. Because why? Because they have, again, some U.S. forces and assets that they have deployed to that island. On top of that, you have to secure Japan. I believe Japan will just kind of sit there and chill, and so will South Korea. Because why? Because they know that they're in between a rock and a hard place. Those Japanese people will not come to the U.S. defense, and neither will the South Koreans. They'll sit back, they'll chill, and they'll say, look, we got to gauge the situation, because why do we need to throw ourselves into the fire? You're going to see that whatever ally, quote unquote ally, the U.S. thought they had will quickly turn on people. Nobody wants to help somebody when they're getting stomped on. Why am I going to put myself in that situation to catch a beat down too?
So here's the thing that confuses me, and I'm still trying to figure it out, is this dialectic between China being an enemy, but yet America still does business with China and do all these different things. And then China was also the one that has the cookie. They, with They developed the cookie, and I'm like, this thing is a complex dialectic, and it just seems to me it's just a script being written to create a story to move us along a path, right? It's not that they're enemies, right? Because they're all globalists moving towards the development of a global society. Because China is far ahead of us in terms of technology, right? I mean, the cars they got is off the chain. And
Yeah, I saw
then
that.
what they yeah. And then the fact that they already got social credit, they got these facial recognition system, they got the sign in with the hand and the digital stuff, right? Which the reason why America not there is because, Americans already knew about the mark of the beast, so they weren't as easily pushed in, even though now there's almost no choice because we're slowly being integrated. I mean, what do you think in terms of that? Because it seems to me that the agenda here is the outcome of society and where they're going to be positioned in this new world order. Not that there's truly a war between Russia and China and all these, but we know from the scriptures, though, that Russia and them are going to invade Babylon. But my theory is that the reason that's going to happen is because the true enemy is the people of America and not the government of America, which is the globalist government. And which is a complex chess move here going on.
It,
What you
it
think?
it is. Remember, the whole situation regarding America is that America is literally a a place where you still have that, you know, Edenic um uh, last ventures of Rome. This is it. It's the last vestures, I would say, of Rome, even though it's still technically within a, quote unquote Babylonian system. But this is kind of that last iron, that last leg, right? Between the East and the West, right? BRICS. Well, then deglobalization, to me, that's going to be your 10 toes. That to
Yeah.
me is the situation. The problem that America or Americans will have is that in the system they were only here to enact being security guards in the as wardens for the warden, because the order came from Rome through the dumb diverses. Now America looks great and has been propped up to look like this and that, but that's been the image. That's only been the image that has been given. Thank you, Brother Cecil Smith, for the gift. Hallelujah. Q2UA appreciates it. Hallelujah. What good is this nation if the prisoners, if the prisoners, he's throwing, they're literally throwing Masonic hand gestures, and um, then I think it was Eric Trump's wife had to like tap her, had to tap him on the shoulder as they're literally throwing Masonic hand gestures. I wonder if I can show this. I wonder if I'm allowed to show this. That was kind of hilarious. I'll see if I can show that without it being, my goodness. My goodness. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Jacoba. Let me see if I can show this. I may get away with showing it. It's less than 10 seconds. Especially
Yeah, you
if
you should. They won't hit you unless you're streaming too long.
yeah, it's less than 10 seconds. So I may be able to show this. Okay, can you all see? Let me get this.
Yeah.
Do a full screen. There we go. All right, here we go. Now take a look at this. The family's coming in. So Eric Trump is getting to his wife right there. That's a Masonic gesture. And then look.
Oh,
look at this.
yeah. I didn't even catch
And the
that.
wife is like, put that away. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Oh, y'all gonna have to catch that on replay. She had to tap him on the shoulder, put that away.
Yeah. We're supposed to be fake Christians, you know that, right? That's what she's telling.
That's exactly. And you're throwing up Masonic symbols. Come on. Can't make this up.
No. You got pastors who are Freemasons as well.
Mm-hmm. And they're showing it right in front of your face, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You already know how to go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you though, I'm a little concerned for the community though, because even like with the whole denying the deity of the Messiah, dude, that's a big problem for me, right? And I don't know how many Israelites gonna make it, dude. I'm serious, but it's not my place, right? It's not my place. It's the Most High's people, but this is dangerous time. It really is.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It absolutely is. I just thought that was pretty funny to see that right there, and she had to literally tap on his arm to say, like, put that mess away. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good catch. I wouldn't even call it.
Oh, the Most High's giving me eyes of the eagle. Man.
Or maybe that's that training when you're in the military, you got to watch your back all the time and be noticing everything.
I'm always looking. I'm always looking. Can't fool me.
Yeah.
Can't fool me. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. She said that's what she was saying. Exactly. Yeah, put that away. You done showed everybody the plan. Mervyn Emanuel, yeah, rainwater, exactly. Stop, don't expose ourselves. Because why? Because you're exposing the order.
Yep.
The change of the order, and why? This place got bankrupted. No, I think my stream is still on.
Yeah, they're still behind if they're saying that.
You're still behind if you're coming into this late. No, no, they're just waiting on Trump to come through.
You know what's concerning is that, and it really is something that I guess I sort of suspected, is that most people, black, white, whatever they are not on the Most High side.
Mm-mm.
You know, they are on religion side or something like that, or some other agendas, but they're not on the Most High side. There's very few people on the Most High side. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like I remember when I read in I think it was Second Esdras? I think it was Second Esdras. You know, where it talks about a grape from a cluster of grapes going to be saved. I'm like, wow. You know, but now I can see it. I can see it, you know, a grape from a cluster of grapes, because a lot of people have a form of godliness but deny the power. Literally, you start seeing this stuff. It's concerning. Mm-hmm. It's concerning.
Yep, it absolutely is. And, you saw that a couple, less than 2 weeks ago at the California wildfires. And, listen, to me, all they're trying to do is they're just trying to beat the Most High's judgment or somehow get away with it. That's just how that goes. So, yeah,
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I
Somebody
saw that.
say Lisa Cabrera streaming it, but you can't. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Look, it is what it is. Look, I'm just saying. I'm not throwing any shade at anybody, but that is how that goes.
You want me to throw the shade? That's how you know who's teaching the truth and who's not. The ones teaching the truth get opposition. The ones who not getting opposition, telling the lies or half truths. That's just it.
Mm. Well, you said it, brother Yakoba. I'm here. I gotta protect Q2UA and
That's
this.
that. Yeah, I understand, but it had to be said.
Lakeisha Lively, thank you for the gift. Hallelujah. That supports the channel. Hallelujah. So, this is one of those things that and there's some doctrinal what is it, dogma, especially when folks think that with Native Americans and with America and things of that nature. Well, you'll get a free pass. That's all I'm trying to say. You'll get a free pass. You know, a place that really isn't very abundant. As abundant as it had been, a place where the you know different areas of the country have been soiled, or not just soiled, but spoiled, that it's not even being abundant anymore. I mean, you had what farmers in Virginia say that their yields of crop, especially their corn yields, were low and lower than anything that had been in history this past year in 2024. So understand, this is a place that if you are reading your word, you have to have a stretch of an imagination of believing some I would say a Mormon derived dogmatic approach. And if that's the case, then that's between them and the Most High. If and I know folks will be in people's feelings. Oh, I don't think about that. Well, you know, I enjoy her news stories. I really do. But other than that, in terms of the dogmatic, it is what it is. That's between them and the Most High.
Yep.
So, you know, so they're all standing there, observing their moment of silence before Trump gets sworn in. And yeah, no, they're gonna have their eyes on all of us. It's not just me. They're having their eyes on all of us because you want to know why? Because we defied the masters. We're the victuals, right? We're the victuals. We defied them. We're not um easily going to just go out the way and say, yeah, we're behind you 100%. No, there are sheep whose eyes are what? Are open, sheep whose eyes are half blind, and sheep whose eyes are blind. That's just how that goes. And the sheep that have eyes open and the eyes that are, still half blind, they can see the wolves devouring these other sheep. They can see those wolves. So now, as this time is kind of coming to a head, these wolves, per se, they're being stopped. Because why? Because the Most High said that he was going to provide what? Rams. To do what? To fight against these wolves. We're at that time. We're at that time where you're seeing these rams coming forth. And these wolves hate it. And again, that's between them and the Most High. There's nothing that we can do. Because honestly, I look at it like this. Isn't it much cooler to see how the Most High moves? I can't do anything for you. You know, your complaint is way beyond my pay grade. All I can do is tell you truth and peace. All I can do is tell you to repent. That's my only job. I am allowed to repent just as you're allowed to repent. Nobody's taking any type of repentance from them. Nope, you're not allowed to repent. Nobody says that. You're not allowed to ask the Most High for forgiveness and turn from your wicked ways. Nobody's saying that. Guess what? Even those that had awakened in spirit and those that did not awaken in spirit and in truth, they still had to repent. And I truly feel bad for our people that did not awaken and repented. Because there's a humility to this. Why? Because the meek shall inherit the earth. It didn't say the proud. It didn't say the arrogant. The meek. But now you have here, what do you have? In every single takedown of any type of physical authority, the pride goes before what? The fall. That's biblical. That is biblical. So now here you are, have it. Here you all see it as these processions are coming in. I'm able to kind of see things streaming live here on another screen here. But you're having really the Democratic regime leaving, coming out of power, and then you have another regime coming into power. It's just Ramus and Remus, right? Isn't that Rome, Ramus and Remus, Brother Yacoba? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's just a different approach. That's all it is. It's all the same. And now everybody's seeing that. The world sees it. And if you don't have that guise per se, or that disguise is no longer effective, then what do you need to then what do? You don't need to do anything. The disguise is no longer effective. Pretty clear, pretty simple, pretty straight to the point. That's it. So, Brother Yacoba, final thoughts before the red hats start coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna just enjoy this last day of semi-normalcy, and don't be surprised, family. Don't be surprised when I say I told you so. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you're gonna be saying "I told you so" from the continent.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh my goodness.
All right, Karis, it's good breaking bread with you.
Yep. All right. We look forward to hearing from you here in another couple of hours at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, which would be 3:30 Central Standard Time. Who's getting snow? That's Tell that's getting snow?
Yeah, gonna get snow tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
New Orleans usually don't get snow, so this is strange. They say what 2 to 5 inches, 2 to 5 inches of snow they predicting.
Yeah, they're saying places like north of Baton Rouge getting like 7 inches of snow.
Are they getting it already?
They're it's like it's coming now.
Oh, really? Yeah. I thought it's tomorrow. Okay.
No, it's like today into tomorrow. Like they're getting it now. And I know by the end of the week they're gonna get it. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right, Karis. Good talking to y'all. And see y'all, fam. Love y'all. Peace out.
All right. All right. Shalom, everyone. All right. Thank you, family, for your support here at Quest to Unite Africa. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We focus on critical infrastructure and economic development. So, family, again, we are not apolitical, but we do provide an analysis of what's happening around the world as we see what's happening here in the United States. Because what we do, it does make a major impact. It does majorly affect different things. So with that said, most high willing, I will be back on tomorrow. And again, I thank you for your prayers and your support, because this does allow me to get on to the different platforms to be of service to the Most High. That's all I can do. But for all of us that's here in most of the United States, that's freezing, please stay warm. It is really, really cold out there. You know, and it's unseasonable. It's unseasonably cold. When Florida is going to get snow, come on now, it's cold. So with that said, family, stay safe. Stay, vigilant as you are driving and getting roundabout. And again, let's pray for our family members here, for the safety of our family members, because when we go through spiritual attacks, understand those physical ones come, and it comes in a very interesting way, especially against those adversaries, those emissaries, because we are really at the end of this age. That's just my opinion. We're at the end of this age. And we'll see all this coming to a head. How soon? I don't know. But all we're supposed to do is tarry. Hallelujah. But with that said, family, with that, y'all have a blessed day. And hopefully you'll see me on Q2UA Family Discussion on this channel. But you'll see me tomorrow on Covenant Awakenings, most high willing. Hallelujah. So with that said, family, y'all have a blessed and awesome day. Salama, shalom. You all take care. Bye-bye.